Here we go. We are live. This is the Ocean Swagger, and it is the full moon of August. And I forget what the name is of it. I haven't looked it up. Um, Somebody will let me know. Oh boy, it's been quite a week. And so it's kind of dusty out there. They're putting in drywall and stuff in my living room. So it's been interesting trying to live with all the noise and confusion. Oh gosh, I hope that doesn't continue, that cough. And just a lot of things flying around. All kinds of paperwork is coming in for me to do and redo. And so been busy with that. But we got to take time out to appreciate nature. And we got to take time out to appreciate our holidays, which the full moon is one of our holidays. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are out right now. I don't know how come my hair is so curly right now. Somehow I just washed it and I didn't even brush it or anything. I washed it and just let it air dry, and it air dried really curly. So it doesn't usually air dry that curly though, so I don't know what's going on. But I have really curly hair at the moment. Um, okay, so we've come to another full moon, and it's a time when we give thanks for all of the things that have been, that we have been intending, and give it another push so that it can finish out. Because my system is usually I start things right at the first crescent, intending things. I didn't do much with that this month. I should have, because it ended up being a big month. But I was so busy. It's like you get so busy with these things. There is a lot of real life when you're here, what they call real life. It isn't really real life. Real life is outside of here. But Cowboy's up here with me. So let me see if I can show you the little knucklehead. There he is, turning his back on us all, keeping guarding us, guarding me. He always. It's funny because for some reason, cats are funny. They have some idea they need to guard you while you're going to the bathroom. So he always wants to follow me in, and then he has to sit right by my left leg. But he's a gentleman, so he turns facing out. He doesn't watch. Oh, Cowboy's a gentleman. So, but he's got to sit there and protect me because you never know what could happen, right? So I have a couple of songs about Cowboy that you'll probably hear at some point. And he's such a sweet little guy that I can't help it. But I sing songs to him, and he seems to like it. So I hope he does, really. And if I get a chance I'm going to try and get out when the moon comes up, but my phone has been charging so slow. And I know I'm going to need a full charge because it's been getting um, drained fast now. Of course, because it's full moon, everything's full, including the aches and pains. And the crazy people are a little crazier than normal. Whoa, I'm going to get this out from under here just because it's slippery and I don't want it to end up on the floor. Okay. Hey, Richard. So basically, this is what I did. I had a nice pendulum, as you know, a while back, and it kind of disappeared in all this hubbub that's been going on. And so I ordered another pendulum, and it never came. And then I ordered another pendulum, and it never came. And well, none of them were very expensive, so I wasn't real upset. I mean, like, maybe like $5, $6, you know. So I ordered one more pendulum. And then guess what? They started coming in one right after the other. And every single one of them is lost now. They're all lost. I don't know where they are. Somehow they're gone. Because things keep getting shuffled around here. I can't find anything. You can't find my cards. I can't find anything. Good thing that the cat moves and he'll find himself. Right, cowboy. Oh, he turned around. Now you can see. Hang on. Let me show you the baby. He's making his cameo appearance now. There you go. See, cowboy, that's you. See yourself? He's looking too. That's you, cowboy. This cat will stare at you right in the eye. Yep. Of course. He's my cat. He can't be normal. That would be against the rules, wouldn't it? Hi, Jake. How you doing? Cam meow appearance. That's right. It's his cam meow appearance. He's sitting right next to Mom. Yes. He's a handsome boy. And he's such a good little cat in so many ways. He's looks so funny to me. I still haven't gotten used to him not having a tail. But gradually, I'm kind of glad he doesn't in a way, because if I'm rolling all over with the rollator, it's probably just as well he doesn't have a tail. So he has just a tiny, tiny, like one vertebra. And he keeps his butt covered. And maybe that's a lesson to us all. He may only have one vertebra, but he keeps his butt covered in his tail. And it's funny because, you know, cats usually, what do? They turn around and put their butts up, and that's the first thing you see is their asterisk. But he keeps his covered. Very polite that way. Cover your butt. That's one of his lessons. Keep your butt covered. Anyway, so it's full moon, and finally, finally they're putting the drywall in at my place. It's like, did we really have to go through a month to do this? Yes, I guess we did. Because they were fighting it out with insurance and everything. And insurance was probably asking all kinds of questions like, how does because people were saying, they were saying something about an air conditioning pump, some kind of pump having to do with the air conditioner. But most air conditioners don't even have a pump. So what is this air conditioner pump? How would that lead to flooding and what? I'm just like, crazy stuff. So, but I guess they got it hammered out now, literally, because they're hammering it out in my living room. And so it's still noisy and the curtain is still up. And just as predicted, it's probably going to be at least till the end of the month. So, yeah, Jake, cover your butt. Hooters. Hooters? Okay. So, the more I think about it, um, we've been I'm seeing us as we kind of push through layers of stuff. And each time we push through a layer, we're getting more opportunity to drop certain things. I mean, to adjust things, to get rid of things like, we've got to be clear of the bots. We don't want to take that stuff with us. So we're being given a lot of opportunity to do that, gradually clearing ourselves of these things. And a lot of my being able to see is coming back. I'm finally being able to get some of the third eye stuff coming back. Well, it was never 100% gone, but for a while it was real shaky. It was real up and down. And so it's starting to come back now. I can notice it. I'm still being warned about being careful about Wi-Fi and EMF. I guess there's going to be a lot of tricky stuff coming up. And it's going to get trickier and we're going to have to get smarter, but that's okay because we're winning anyway in spite of all that. Because there are more of us now who know who we are or are beginning to know who we are. Don't forget, you are divine and you always have been. So starting to remember that, starting to remember that we are not powerless, that we do have abilities we have just not been used. We've not been encouraged to use. In fact, we've been discouraged. I'm wearing a hat this time because, by the way, you like it? Wearing a hat because last time I looked at it and it was weird. It was like the light up there was like taking off the top part of my head. It was just glowing. Ooh. And I'm like, looks like I have no head. Like my head must look like my brain. My mind was blown. So I decided to wear a hat this time. Just keep my brains in. Just keep them all contained like that. But I think it's getting pretty close to the time when we do in fact, I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'll try to do it tomorrow. If the sky is clear and I can build up enough battery on my phone, because I know it'll take a lot of battery, um, I will take us out for the full moon, show you the full moon around here. And at some point, I still want to take you out to show you the donkey farm that we have here. We have a donkey farm. And if you go at the right time of the day, you can go and pet the donkeys and feed them. So hopefully we'll get to do that. I have so many things I'd love to be able to show you. Ohio is really a pretty place in spite of all of the things that go screwy here. It's a beautiful place. It's beautiful farmland and parks, and because it's wet, I mean, plants grow everywhere. You've got stuff growing everywhere because there's plenty of water and plenty of land. And so it's beautiful. We have many, many parks. And I don't know that I could live someplace that wasn't like that. I don't think I could. And because I remote view, even when I can't get out, I can still feel myself out there in nature. And I can look around and see it. And I found the tree and the Sasquatch crossing again. That was a weird noise. Did you hear that? It was one of my games, I think. I have a game that makes weird noises. But anyway, you really got to realize that during the full moon, like I said, the crazy people have gotten crazy. And the blissful people and the nice people have gotten more that way. Because full moons tend to magnify whatever. So magnify it is. And Bomber, when you see this, yes, it is a beautiful blue jacket with some sparklies, and you can't have it. It's mine. Um, it's like a beautiful cotton gauze, royal blue. Anyway, so far, it's looking more to me, the more that I look at it, there's still so much information we've been denied. But it's coming to light. And we can be happy about that. I recommend Praveen Mahan. He's been doing some wonderful work with Hindu temples. Because unlike other places, India is one of the very few places where a lot of the temples have stayed mostly intact, and where they haven't managed to chisel off all of the interesting information. And a lot of the information that has been printed on this for these temples for posterity, it does not go with anything that we have been taught. It does not toe the party line. Like, they've got pictures of people with a four-tusked elephant. That hasn't, there are no four-tusked elephants. And how would there even be people carved them? They're extinct, long extinct. So, how old are we as a species? I'm still holding out for the 3 billion years, 300 billion year theory, at least. Everything we have been taught is wrong. Everything they have sold us is false advertising. And the sooner we just drop all the bullshit and decide that we're everything we thought we knew, everything that they've told, that we've been told in school and all that is crap. It's nothing but crap. Between the mud flood evidence and remember when I said, everybody was saying it too, 2020, we're going to start to see. And guess what? We're seeing more than we ever believed. John Levy's another good one. Michelle Gibson's another one that comes up with a lot of good things. I'm trying to think. Paul Cook, I believe, is the one guy's name. Some of these people are flatties, but it's okay. I've got to say, I'm not entirely sure how, if we're in a hologram, a holofractal reality, it could be made to look anyway. Now, one of the things that reminds me is my cat's spots. Cowboy's spots change. I mean, he's got two that don't change. The one on his forehead that looks the area on his forehead that looks kind of like a butterfly, that seems to stay the same. And the one on his butt, that seems to stay the same. But then there's two only on one side. And as simple as they are, they change like a lot. I mean, their shape changes all the time. And it just, and I was thinking at first it was just the way he was standing or sitting or stretching or whatever. But that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes they're just really freaking different. And all they are is just two spots on his fur. It's really freaky. But it reminds me, this isn't real. And I'm grateful that it reminds me of that. And there are other stuff that reminds me, this isn't real. There's a lot of stuff that happens that can't happen, but it happens. Why? This isn't real. Why are people having, I found out it was even worse than I thought. Some of the symptoms that people have, leftover symptoms, because the neural net's being redone by the AI, by the nanos. Not being able to smell right, not being able to hear right, and not being able to taste right. And we can't be sure we're seeing right either in that case, if our brains are being rewired. So it may come a time when the only thing we have is our third eye to be able to tell what's really going on. It may be all we got. I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't get that bad. But keep clearing yourself. Keep doing things to clear yourself. Take your borax. Take your lemon. Use your magnets. And take your blood cleaners like Zetox and whatever else it is, and that you do protect yourself from these things. Wear your silver, spray your silver, and just keep it up because eventually it's we've got to break through. Okay. And it's telling me there's only one people here, and I saw two, Richard, and that was when Richard and Jake were here talking. It was telling me there's only one person. See how shoddy this is? How sketchy this is? And then I also had Cowboy had 340 some views. The first day I put the first video out, and now it's down to like 28. What? So we can't trust that either. So I'm assuming that some of you are not here because you're busy doing summary things. And I'm assuming that some of you are not here because you didn't get note. And you won't until this is over. So I'm kind of letting you know I'm going to try and come in if you get this afterwards, like I was only getting Max's notices, Max Vision notice afterwards. I couldn't find his live stuff. It just disappeared. I couldn't find it, not even when I went to his channel could I find his stuff when it was live. So that was kind of weird. And I know that that's got to be part of what's happening right now. So if you run into people in other chats, tell them that yes, I am live streaming. And sometimes unclicking and reclicking the bell helps, or sometimes other things help. Eventually, I did see Max's channel again. Hi, MCAT. How you doing? So a lot of the channels are, I mean, okay. And it's still telling me only one person is in here. And there's 3 people chatting here. See how they are? So, anyway, hi, MCAT. Yeah. So we're basically dealing with something like the Borg. And that sounds crazy as heck, and you can't tell people that, normal people that, whatever normal is, or average people. I don't know what you want to call. You sure can't tell NPCs. I did have to give somebody a pep talk about. She was really caving into the fear, and I said, "Look at what we've already been through. That we've survived. And if the human race was not able to develop herd immunity, like they're trying to say herd immunity, I've actually had people try to tell me herd immunity has been debunked. Oh, really? If it weren't for herd immunity, we wouldn't be here. You think this is the first little thing to come along? We, in our history, have been through millions of things. I'm sure if we're 300 billion years old as a species, do you really think that this is going to be able to wipe us out? No. There's always going to be some of us who make it through. And those are going to be adapted more than the ones before. And that's the way it works because it's nature checks and balances. Even when people try to pull a fast one, nature comes up with some way to do the checks and balances. And even if it doesn't occur in one lifetime, sometimes it does. It does happen. And things can change very rapidly because they try to sell you this long, slow evolutionary path thing, which is not true. I mean, it's already been proven that things can change very quickly, like over the course of a week instead of thousands of years. Some things, very small things that go through many generations. other things that go through a few more a few less generations. Why, in I believe in 25 years, um, domestic foxes ended up completely changing. Their ears dropped to be more like a dog, and their tail went up, which a wild animal, it's just the other way. Usually the ears are up and the tail is down. And that was in 25 years. A domesticated species, a fox became a domesticated species and completely changed. So, yeah, billions of years. I think they're just kind of listening. I find a lot of people just kind of listen with us in the background, MCAT, because this has been going a while and we've already said hello to each other. Um, but yeah, I am only seeing Jake and I have only seen Jake and Richard. So you're number three. I don't know if anybody got the note. So at least you got the note. That's nice to know. So basically, I just wanted to bring up the fact that we're so far, uh, there's no reason to feel that we are not going to push through this as a species. We'll be here in some form. We've always been here and around in some form. And I think we always will be because this isn't all there is. Even if this whole planet would go, we're out there. I'm telling you, we're out there in the universe, everywhere. Humans exist everywhere. We're all over the place. So it's not going to be the end of us. However, I do want to see and live in the 5D version of Earth. Yeah. Hi, Richard. Right. No notice. Right. Yep. Oh. Oh, what a sweet little guy. He's such a sweet boy. You know, Manxes come from the Isle of Man. They're kind of rare to come from only one place. And I've got one. Whoops. I'm going to disentangle. He's trying to play with the cord, my charging cord. And don't play with that, sweetie. And whatever you do, do not bite it. Anyway, yeah, no notice. Yeah, that's what I figured. So I just think I'm going to try and tell people tomorrow. I'm going to try and be in here if things let me, because tomorrow's another work day. They'll probably be in here working. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to have power. Power's been out off and on. I don't know if I'm going to have the telephone service has been out off and on. Uh, if possible, though, I'll be in. I will try and gather some instruments and we'll have a ceremony. This is actually, I guess, the full moon, but then there's 3 days before and 3 days after to a full moon. So we'll still be within the full moon time frame. And I'm going to try and have a ceremony like we used to, but we'll see if I'm able to do that or not. I miss you all. Yeah, only after he's used up all the 9 lives. You don't want to use them all up at once, kitty. Yeah, be a heck of a way for you to go. He got his first taste of beef, real beef, raw beef. And I have to say, this is funny because And I have uh, every one of my cats has just loved beef. They love the beef blood. They love the raw beef. They won't eat raw hard. Sometimes I'll eat raw this and raw that. I've even had him and this doesn't like sardines. This weirdo here does not like sardines. And neither did Mel. And she wouldn't eat tuna. Is that weird? It's weird. So, I bet he won't eat tuna either. I get the weirdos, but they'll all eat beef. And I'm thinking, okay, I can understand. They like chicken. Most of them will eat chicken. You can get them to eat chicken, meat. But the weird thing is, they all like beef. Now I'm trying to picture in the wild a house cat trying to bring down a cow and eat it. I don't think that's going to happen, okay? So I don't know where this cow thing comes from, but they just love it. Every single one of my cats has been a beef freak, right? So I don't know. It's kind of weird, unless it tastes like something else they'd normally have. Cowboy, you're a weirdo. Anyway, he's a sweet, sweet kitty, though. Um, okay, so I'm just warning you. I'm not going to be on. I don't think I want to be on too long. I think I want to see if I can charge up my phone and catch the full moon as it comes up and see if I can do that and be out there. See how long it'll be before the mosquitoes attack because they come up rather suddenly here. It's really weird. Like last time, there wasn't any and there wasn't any, and then the sun went down, and then boom, we were just nailed with mosquitoes suddenly. Like they're sitting there looking at their little and watching the sun and like, hmm, get ready, Ethel. We're about to dive bomb those people sitting right there. Just boom. So, it's like, whoa, they're gonna carry us all away. But who knew they were music critics? I was playing music. Um, who knew they were music critics? But no, they waited. They were polite. They waited until after the concert, and then exactly as I said, "Oh, it's getting dark now. We should go in," and I stopped playing. They swarmed us. Ah, the state bird of Louisiana. And it's like the United States is certainly not the only. Because up in Canada, there's actually a folk song about the little black fly in North Ontario. Um, and so all I remember of it is black fly, the little black fly, I'll die with a black fly picking my bones on North Ontario, in North Ontario. So apparently, well, anywhere where that you got swampy or wet or boggy or any of that, they love water. They breed in water. So what are you going to have? Anywhere where you got standing water is going to be their playground, right? That's going to be their breeding ground. And they're making lots and lots of little babies. Well, the fish love it because it's good food. It's good eating, right? But um, the rest of us are like, I'm thinking, it's too bad we can't just like the farmers in the rice paddies have the little betta fish swimming in our ponds here, eating all those mosquito eggs, all those larvae. The horse flies at Coloma were awful. I bet you. I bet you. But people do not realize we have almost domesticated versions here. When you go out in the real wilds, the versions out there are different and they are big and they are strong. And I mean, I've been places where ours are small, but they're vicious. They come in, they're not that big. Like I've been places where they're like, whoa, you know, or bigger. But they're not real big, but they're so bloodthirsty and they come in such swarms that you can't hardly fight them all off. You'll be getting bit every single where, everywhere, all over, everything. Um, so, you know, it's kind of hard to fight that after what you just got to either come in or have some other, and people have their things that they spray on them and things that they do, and it just doesn't do much good. So, still trying to come up with a good way to deal with that because really, if anything ever happens and our power and our stuff goes down, this is what we'll be dealing with. We'll have to figure out how to deal with these things. If in places where it did go down, like during Katrina, they did have to figure it out. I mean, and the doctor said they treated every single kind of bite known to man during that time. The ERs were just busy. So, if you're ever in that kind of a situation, toilet paper will be maybe on the back burner. What you'll really be looking for is, something to fight off the wildlife. Oh yeah, horseflies will bite you real good. They'll get you real. They'll make a nice big hole in you. Great big hole. And it's interesting because they actually have, somebody was talking about and I didn't see the video of it, but the nanos will just, certain things will go right to an open wound as a way in because they can sense that's a way into you. I'm sure there are bacteria like that too, that just sit there and go, oh, open wound, blood. Let's go this way. So anyway, okay, you're gonna get some sleep. Yeah. I'm probably not going to be, like I said, I'm not going to be on, but maybe an hour just to stay in touch with people. I'm still alive. Nice to know you are too, MCAT. Um, where are you now? Yeah, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:41 here. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day at the hour point and see if I can charge up my phone and get us a nice view of the full moon coming up whenever it comes up. Okay, um, as usual, truth is where you find it. I hope you're finding some here. And I will, if I can find any of my pendulums, and if not, I will use something as a pendulum and we'll ask some more questions if you want next time I come in. And okay, I'm going to try and be in tomorrow. And I'll see you then, hopefully. Now, this is Ocean Making Waves. Now go make some of your own. And remember that you are divine. Remember who you are. Okay, my dear family. I hope this finds you well. And I hope this finds you fed and sheltered and happy. Good night.